Okay, we're live. Let's see. Sage, why don't you go first?
Sure. Let's see. I spent most of yesterday sort of doing community relations stuff around kind of a way that the dashboard was working that was like people were not happy with. And then I also did a pairing session both yesterday and another one today with Greg, the new person who showed up recently. So we're working on we've been pairing on like one of the bugs in the backlog, and that went really well. He's a really experienced Rails developer, and so actually I learned a whole lot of things along the way. We figured out something interesting about why some of the tests that are marked as like pending because they fail on Travis but not on not locally. Why that was happening, which may be useful for all of you to hear, and that's that when you're running capybara tests, and then you also have like things that are testing things in the database. So you have something like, visit the page and then like check for content on the page. And then after that, you're doing something like calling active record models and seeing like if the expected data is in the database. That happens in two different threads. So there's a separate thread that RSpec spins up for the browser part of it. And so there's race conditions between those two things, which I never realized. And so that is almost certainly the explanation for a bunch of the tests that would sometimes fail on Travis.
So what was the solution to not run on transactions?
So the solution is to like not do both kinds of testing at once, or like do it in a way that I don't know. I think like in many cases the solution is basically to just make sure that you're isolating tests such that you're not like doing that kind of checks on the database after you're in the same spec as you're doing like things from the browser perspective, which unfortunately means that maybe you have to like write other tests to like isolate, write like controller tests to isolate that like the rest of it works like you're expecting it to.
Just curious, what's the WebDriver that was being used for those tests?
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Oh. Okay. I didn't think it created another thread. Selenium does. Well, anyway, I didn't know that. Good to know.
Yeah, it was surprising and enlightening to me as well. At least it's something to watch out for when we start getting like unexpected failures on Travis.
Yep. Seen a few of those. And we all. Okay, great. Anything else?
That's about it for me.
What was the fellow's name again that you mentioned? Greg.
Yeah. Greg, let's see, is he? Greg McGurk.
Oh yeah, I've seen him on AV. Do you know what story number he's working on?
Let me see. 1195.
Okay, great.
I don't think that. Yeah, it looks like we didn't estimate this or put it in the Agile Ventures one, but I'll do that now because for our bookkeeping purposes, we definitely want it to be there.
Yeah, exactly. Do we need to vote on this, or did you guys decide on a number of points?
We didn't. I mean, I think that if I was going to sort of turn someone loose on this, like who didn't already know, sort of have a pretty thorough understanding of the entire app, then I would almost certainly estimate this at a 3. I think a 3 is fair.
All right, so
I can talk you through.
Okay. Yep.
What's involved if you want for like estimation purposes.
Absolutely. Can we, if Scrum, can we just come back to that and
talk
about that? That would be useful.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to hijack the whole thing here.
No, I asked, so that happened. So Hanesh, how about yourself?
I picked up a story from MetPlus to do with the company admin UI. Just a question for you. For the buttons, do we have a CSS class already? Just so I can use the same one.
There is. So Arun's produced a merged PR. He did it for the admin job properties page.
Perfect.
I think he calls it
class from there.
Yeah, I think he calls it a pill, the class name.
Okay.
Because it looks like a little pill, right?
Yeah.
The button. Yep.
Okay,
yeah, if you could follow any, he may have put together other helpers and or logic that's useful as well, because it's a lot the same stuff, right?
Yeah,
Take a look at that.
I'll just grab one of them. That's fine.
Yep, and it was Arun, and it was for the admin job properties page. I forget what PR number it is, of course, but you can find it easily, I'm sure. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, great. Excellent. See, for myself, I have, of course, we had a nice pair programming session with Michael yesterday, which is good. So we'll hopefully see him on Monday. And the SHF, the Swedish project, I've been working on a story embedding a CK editor as an inline editor. Having some issues with trying to make that work. But anyway, I'll probably connect up with a person on that project this afternoon. MetPlus, I did some PR reviews this morning. Laura had a PR and Paul both had a PR as well. So I posted some comments to their PRs. And I actually did a pair programming session with Laura after a Scrum this morning. And kind of worked through some of the issues on her PR. So anyway, that's it for me. No blockers on my side. All right, so that's Scrum then. Sage, you want to cycle back to that story and maybe walk us through what it entails?
Sure thing. So I'll just screen share a little bit here. The story itself is to add support for multilingual wiki source. So to recap here, like the courses and like the articles and other records in the dashboard, like are associated with the wiki model, which represents like which specific wiki it connects to. So there's like, English Wikipedia, but then there's also like Spanish Wiktionary and like Tamil Wikisource. And so in most cases, these are all like, there's a language code and then .projectname.org. That's kind of the, the pattern with all of these wikis. So they're independent wikis, but they're all part of sort of the Wikimedia universe. But there are some wikis that are kind of like edge cases. And one in particular here is wikisource.org, which there's English Wikisource and there's like Spanish Wikisource, but then there's also just wikisource.org, which is its own wiki. And it's intended for like source texts that have like multiple languages involved. So something like the Rosetta Stone, like instead of putting that on like, Egyptian Wikipedia or Egyptian Wikisource or on Greek Wikisource or whatever, like the right place for that to live is wikisource.org, which is the multilingual sort of project for things that don't fit on one other particular language version of Wikisource.
Okay.
And so we needed to basically special case that so that the whole system can understand how to deal with input from that and how to validate that as a wiki that can coexist along with like English Wikisource and Spanish Wikisource. So it involved changing things at the wiki model layer in terms of validation, and then in terms of like how process, how things coming into the controller get interpreted and what the defaults are. It's going to need to handle that. And then it also needs to handle the front end side of like making sure the front end properly parses things when you say copy and paste a URL from this wiki, that it interprets it properly. And then making sure that can all go together so that a user can actually like specify, hey, for this, I'm working on multilingual wiki source.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds fairly involved, definitely.
So yesterday we spent our time working on the wiki model, and we test drove adding the new validations to that. And then today we basically did the same thing for test driving it. We started with a feature spec of being able to like paste in a URL, and then got down to the pinned down like the JavaScript that was like responsible for handling that input, and then actually realized that we needed to add a new test and test drive like a particular change to one JavaScript function. And so that's what we did today. And so I guess he's probably going to take it from here and like make that feature test pass. And then I think there'll be some more things that we'll need to circle back on to make sure that the whole kit and caboodle works for like importing data from there, and that all things are in order. But that's where we are. Okay.
So that story really involves both Rails and React, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It involves at least JavaScript and Rails at this point.
Yeah. I see. Okay.
I think I'll tag it with React as well. We did look at React files, but we're not going to have to change any, it looks like.
Okay, good. Do you want to? I'm comfortable going ahead with a 3.
Yeah, same.
You too, Sinesh? Okay. Sage, you want to go ahead and I can?
Yeah, sorry. I have so many tabs and I'm so confused right now.
I just put a 3 on it, and it is in Edge Adventures backlog, which is great. Actually, I'll move it over to
in progress.
In progress, yeah.
Great.
Just to reflect that.
Okay. Yeah, and I should add him add him to the GitHub and so that we can assign it.
Oh, he's not a collaborator yet?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I didn't add him, so yeah, that'd be great if you could do that. Cool.
Okay,
so
cool.
We've got some good stories underway here. Hinesh, your story that you're working on. Oh, you don't have an outstanding story right now in WikiEd. Okay.
No, I'm unassigned myself, so
yep.
Pick it up.
Yep, that's great. That's fine. Okay, good. Cool. So anything else, anybody?
No, all good.
All right, good. Well, have a good afternoon, and we'll connect up on Monday, I guess, huh?
Yep. Have a good weekend.
All right. You too. Bye now.
Thanks.